You're listening to the Mind of a Boyfriend podcast.
Hi, Raine. How are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm good. So, I'm actually one of the people who's been most looking forward to having a girl on the podcast. And a lot of the episodes that we've been doing on season 2, a lot of stuff has been left unsaid because we've been like, nah, we will need a girl for this. We'll need a girl for this. We'll need someone to represent the women and stuff, right? And yeah, thank you very much for coming on the podcast. And I think you're gonna be the representative today. All right, cool.
I hope I don't let the ladies down. I really hope. But yeah.
So for the sake of this, this is the Mind of a Boyfriend. Welcome. If you're listening for the first time, it's a place where we talk about topical things that are nice, relationships, dating, love, and everything in between from the viewpoint of a boyfriend. But today we have something different. We have someone who's joining us from the community. She's, I want to say outspoken, but then that'll be for you to judge. Raine, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Q and Bobby and Len. But thank you for having wherever he is.
So we're gonna
All
start.
right, so this other day, right? This other day, I asked a girl out and told her, now we're going just for ice cream, right? And she was like, why would you take me for ice cream on a first date? What does that mean?
On a first date?
I don't know. Because for me, I felt like she was saying that it was too cheap for a first date, right? And automatically, I think maybe that put me on the defense, and I think I lost interest immediately, right? Because if what you want from me is going to be something expensive from the get-go, you haven't earned that right for me to spend a lot of money on taking you out. I understand maybe, let's say it's our 4th, 5th date, and I'm asking you out on a date. It makes sense because I now know enough about you to say, okay, I like this person. There's enough potential for me to ask her out to date me, right? But, and also on dates, you can't, Q, I think I told you this, the other girl. I told you this, that there's this girl that I said, you stay close by. Let's meet up and go for a walk or something. Just get to know each other. And then we'll go on a date. And she was like, nah, I don't meet guys unless they're taking me out on a date. I told you this, right?
Yes,
I think I remember telling someone, feeling hurt that she was demanding me take her out on a date. And then this other one is demanding me to take her out on an expensive date when I took her out on a date. I mean, and then they say we hate women.
No, okay. A part of it does, because look at it this way. When you're taking a girl out evening, it's like, first impressions, you know the saying, right? Exactly. If you first ask me out and maybe I'm like, those lay queens come up funny things. And then you're like, let's go for ice cream. I'm like, creamy in 50 cents. You understand? I'm like, then I'm like, okay, what's this guy up to? Because to me, if it's a date, it's a first date with you. Trust me, girls go all out, okay? If it means from dressing up to making sure that they are perfect for a first date. And then you're like, let's go to Creamy Inn. Not that there's anything wrong with Creamy Inn. Trust me, there isn't. But then if you're trying to court a girl and you're like, let's go to Creamy Inn, especially if you attract what you want, if you're attracting a girl who this girl likes being spoiled. This girl is all about Instagram, the TikTok, the pictures and all that. Somehow, a part of her, you're lowering her standards.
But now that's a problem though. Because if you're meeting me for Instagram, then what the hell are we doing on the date in the first place? I'm not
what the hell
there
are you doing? Because you're
I'm not
the one who
there
asked on a date though.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I asked you out on a date to get to know you, to consider if you're someone worth being in a relationship with, right? That's the whole point. That's the first thing. That's the main reason for a date, is for us to get to know each other, see if there's a need for a second date or even something more than that. So if I'm asking you out on a date, it's not for your social media. We can do that social media thing when we're now in a relationship where I'm now comfortable to take my money that I've worked hard for to spend on you however I want. But if I'm going to be spending on every single girl that I meet for a first date and I'm taking her out for something expensive, I'm going to die broke.
Okay. Look at it this way. Fine.
Uh-huh.
Granted that it's not supposed to be expensive and all that. Granted. But
Yeah.
then the moment you even ask a girl out on a date, you just go first hand. The moment you meet me, let's go on a date and get to know each other instantly. Or you build up something, be it over the phone, be it even walks. You understand? That's how you
Yeah,
actually
but
get
like,
a person. Not good at first date. You're like, let's go for ice cream. I love ice cream,
but that's
so
but
that's
that's
part of
what
my.
I mean. That's what I mean. This other girl, I asked her out for a walk because she stays close by, like maybe like a 7-8 minute walk. I was like, nah, let's meet up. Let's go on a. If only I could put screenshot on this, you'd understand what I mean. And then she was like, no, for us to meet and talk, we need to go on a date. I'm like, but what the fuck do you mean we have to go on a date to meet? We haven't met, we haven't talked much. Because what made things worse was when I tried to initiate conversations for us to get to know each other on app. She said, no, we'll talk on the date.
Okay.
But don't you haven't realized that Kuti was just being used in that particular time?
No, that's what I mean. That's what I
Let-
mean.
But then you attract what you want, Bobby. Come on.
What the hell do you mean?
No, I mean, honestly, look at it. You attract a girl who's like, let's go for a walk. What's harmful about a walk? But then she doesn't want that and she wants you to take her out on a date.
Yeah.
What do you think that
She's like-
represents? It's not like all women are like that. But then at the same time, I'm like, okay, you see this girl, do you actually think she was going to get out of a gate and walk with you? In your head, did you see
But
that happening?
funny enough, that one wasn't even a slay queen.
She was into sugar daddy stuff. I'm joking. I'm joking.
No.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
No.
Please. But
No, it's someone I met through someone who's really into church. I don't know, maybe she's someone that does slay queening during the night and goes to church during the day, and has given the person that introduced us the illusion that she's a church girl, I guess.
Okay.
bro,
So
do you know how messed up church girls are these days? Yo, I- but Ish,
I'm glad you're the one who's saying that.
Yes. I'm telling you, because it's easy to hide behind the church. Okay, it's really easy. Because take for me, okay, I'm not using myself an example, but just for this one time, I go to church every Sunday. No matter what, I can go clubbing the previous night and all that, but then I never miss church. You get, and I might find a person who's exactly like that. But that person during the week, she's always in the streets. Always every single day with somebody's father or doing whatever. But every Sunday you're going to church, and you only get referred to her by a person who she goes to church with. Then in your head you're like, oh, I found myself a hand, bro. You really found yourself a hand.
Okay, so can I speak?
Mm-hmm.
Right, you guys made like really, really nice, valid points, right? So I guess what we're building towards is expectations, right? Because Bobby mentioned that to him, dating a person is getting to know the person, right? So which means there's something Raine that mentioned that you get to know the person before you go on an actual date, right? And then she mentioned that for a date you girls prepare because there's hair involved, there's clothes involved, there's a lot of things that are involved in the particular date, right? So this boils down to expectations, where Bobby is saying, as gents, right, there's certain things that we expect if we're doing certain things. Like if I'm to take you on a date, let's say ice cream, right? It's not really about the ice cream, right? It's just a chilled conversation. It's like coffee, right? Where there's no expensive, setup. It's just informal. It makes it easier to get to know a person over coffee or ice cream because it's not food. You're not going to order an oyster on the first date. It's just ice cream. It's plain. It doesn't cost much. It's about talking. It's not about the food, right? And then he mentioned that this person was referred to by a church girl. Red flags there. But I guess what I'm driving at is, as women, since you're now the voice of women, what expectations do you have when we guys are asking you out? What do you expect from us as gents?
Okay. I could say from the get-go, if a girl actually agrees to go on a coffee date or an ice cream date or even a walk with you, that means she's seen something that's intriguing about you. Okay, we don't just go out for the sake of, let me go have coffee with this guy and entertain him. No, it's not really almost like that. But at the same time, your approach on how you even ask me to that date, it says a lot about you as a whole. Just the same way how I dress when I'm coming to meet up with you on a date. Okay. It says a lot about me. You get? I'm like, don't try too much, man.
Okay.
Because somehow you guys tend to try too much. Be this perfect human being, which you're not. And then when I'm expecting that perfection, which you showed me the first time we went out, and you can't deliver, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to call you out on it. Call you a hypocrite if I must. Because it's like a gold digger, right? That whole a gold digger doesn't dig where there's no gold. There's always gold there. That's why they are like that. Ooh. You spoil me so much, I'm going to get used to that. Not even after we even start dating. I'll be used to that. So if a coffee date is a thing, if taking walks is a thing, even when we are now dating in actual reality, I can know we are still going to take our walks. I can still be like, let's go for coffee, babe. And it's a date, you get. So just don't be too overboard with how you do it. Don't. Men, okay.
We
because
usually
the girls
don't see it. We usually don't see it. So I'm gonna need you to be like specific with examples, like you're drawing diagrams, because that's how dumb we get. Like, men, this no, this no, this maybe, right? So just give us a couple of examples, because like I said, we are dumb. We are very slow when it comes to these things. We think if you splash money at a problem, it goes away.
Well, sometimes it does. Sometimes. Sometimes, but then it just covers up the whole basis of the problem. But okay, I'm speaking for myself. I'm speaking for myself.
Speaking for all women.
No. But okay, for all women who are almost like me. We're going out on a date. Let's say with one of you guys. I'm going out on a date with you. Whether you come pick me up or we're gonna meet there, that's okay. I really do not mind we really do not mind any of that. But on a date, don't be pushy. You can't be on a date with me and be asking me, oh, so have you done the sex position? Or, yo, what's your body count? And, that deep info about me. You can't be doing that. It's like you're doing too much, because it's like I'm not on an interview. Whereby it's a date. We're supposed to get to know each other. The rest of this other bullshit can come afterwards. But we are there in the moment. Let it be about.
But now my question is, what then are we talking about? I mean,
do you see the girl as
I'm gonna be if we're getting to talk first date, right? I want to know who you are. I want to know where you come from, what your beliefs are, and all that stuff. And let's be honest, the body count will have to be there, to be honest.
Do you expect me to learn about it?
As much, whether you're going to tell me or not, you're either going to lie or something. But the question will be there. Why am I saying that? Because that also is going to determine whether we're going to go on a second date as well. Because don't forget, as much as I want you, right? As much as I want you, I also need to know that there's, like, for example, there's a bar. There's at least a minimum bar of what you need to be for me to continue pursuing you.
Yeah.
Right? Just because I like you doesn't mean automatically I'm going to pursue you forever until you say yes. No. It simply means that I like you. There's something that I saw in you that made me want to get to know you, right? And hopefully consider getting in a relationship with you, right? So if we meet for the first time is also determining if there's going to be a second time, right? And for that to happen, we're going to have a really deep conversation, and we're going to have to talk about deep stuff, right? The mistake that people make is that they only talk about the fake stuff, they pretend a lot, especially on first dates. And then they keep, because sometimes, let's be honest, how many times in your dating history have you not been in a situation where you went on a first date with someone and ended up dating them before a second date?
Sometimes I even start dating for a first date.
Be honest.
You start dating immediately.
Yeah, bro.
Not immediately, but you go home, you talk more before even organizing a second date, and you find that no, what I saw on the first date is something that I actually like, right? Or what I'm actually looking for. and then you continue that conversation, and you don't even go on a second date. Maybe you meet another time, and it's not even an official date, and you talk more, and you see where I'm going with this.
Yeah, but I think
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So I'm
stick with
asking, has that never happened to you?
I'm gonna stick with Raine before she answers, right? Because she mentioned that usually when you go on a date, you've talked before, you've met somewhere, right? So which means you've talked about certain things. So the first date is not meant to be intense. She said it shouldn't sound like an interview, right? So when you're now talking about a body count on the first date after talking to this person for a bit, it feels a bit much, because there's some things that I wouldn't want to tell you on the first date, because if we don't get in a relationship, what then are you going to do with that information? Because I'm selling everything that is there about me, and then if I'm to date 5 people, I have all these people that know things about me that are intimate that I wouldn't want anyone else to know, right?
Oh, okay.
Because take for instance, Poppy, we go on a date and you ask me my body count and I tell you, Kuti, I'm a virgin. Are you going to believe me?
No, but if I don't want to date virgins, there's no second date.
Okay, fine. Let's say I just had one boyfriend and my body count is 1. Are you going to believe that?
I might, or I might
done
not. But what I'm saying is that then leaves room for me to decide if there's going to be a second date.
You can never decide
But
in
If
one.
I know I want to go,
a liar
for
there.
example, right? For example, if I know I want to go with experience, you having one boyfriend, your body count being 1, for some guys that might be actually like, okay, no, that's not for me. If I find out you're a virgin and I don't want to date a virgin, I already know there's not going to be a second date.
Okay, but
You see where I'm going with this?
let me say
I understand.
this. Let me say this before you even like shoot yourself in the foot. It's a good thing with a woman. The moment we talk about sex on the first date, chances are you will not date that girl, because your priorities are already showing that you are interested in her sexually. And
Oh, that's true.
right. So you bringing these things up, you're thinking, hey, I'm just trying to avoid this and this and that, but then you are shooting yourself in the foot. No one wants to talk about sex on the first date. Already, like, it's an interview. Now you're sexualizing me. And what else am I going to be doing with you? Because I already know going forward, this is what you want. You don't want to know me. You wanna have sex with me.
By the way, guys, I'm just the devil's advocate. Don't gang up on me, okay?
We're not
I'm just
up.
being the devil's advocate.
Pass on the message.
Because I need, so the reason why I'm doing this is because I need there to be both sides of the story, right? Everyone needs to be represented in this conversation, right? Q is the middle guy. He's the one that's gonna be the sanity for the guys, and I'm gonna stand for the radicals. You know what I mean?
It's fine. Justify your means, but hey, right? We've talked about.
All right,
we've talked about expectations, right? But then we're building up to a relationship, right? Raine, this is where you come in. How do we do this relationship right as guys? Like, what are we supposed to do as guys?
Oof, that's very broad. We're now in a relationship, right?
Yes. What things do we do wrong, and what are we supposed to do? I know this is not a universal answer. We prefer things different. But what are like the general things that women just see and say, hey, what is wrong with men? All men are the same.
You men do not, you do not know how to express your feelings, right? You like, sometimes you treat women like a project, whereby I'm like, I'm your partner. I'm not supposed to be competing with anything. Let's take, for instance, something goes wrong and I explain to you how it was. You're more focused in fixing me than actually hearing what I'm saying about the problem. To you, you're already saying, okay, so she needs to fix this. You're not hearing what I'm saying. It's like you're just there just to correct the mistakes which I make along the way. Okay. But are you helping me build? No, you're just there criticizing every single thing which I do, which ends up feeling more like,
do you have an example?
On which one? On either one of them?
Just an example.
Okay.
On what you were talking about just now, yeah.
Shelving your feelings. It's like a simp, right? I once dated a simp. I knew it was a simp. I love simps because that way they express how they actually feel. But men don't like to be simps because to you it feels like, okay, yeah, in Shona we say, right?
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with that because we're girls, we don't hide it. If I love you, you know I love you. If I'm playing with you, you get the signs. Good, she's just taking me out for a ride. But then if you're not showing me the same effort in whatever we're building, what am I doing then? What am I doing with you? Even if you know, could you know, man, I'm down for this girl and all that. You can't show it.
And then,
which is like,
it gets to a point where it's scary. Yes, we can be vulnerable. We can show emotions. But then you ladies don't know how to fight. So I know the next time we get in a fight, you're going to use my emotions against me.
Yeah, true.
Okay, maybe sometimes we do that. But then sometimes it's actually not intentional. Like we actually think, you know what? You once did this. But then it's like, I do one mistake. If I ever slip up on that one mistake, even if I'm fixing it, take for instance, I could be a bit passive aggressive during an argument, right? In a way, you might end up making sure you don't get into an argument with me because you've already concluded I'm always passive about it. Yeah. I'm never going to take accountability. If that's the case, I'm going to play an emotional blackmail card, or I'm going to bring up something to hurt you. Yeah. But then if we talk about it and I tell you, okay, you know what, you've pointed it out and I'm going to fix it.
Okay.
But then if I've already been painted black because of that, how are we moving? What's the point of me changing because I already know you're going to bring it up?
Okay.
That's the same way you tell us, yo, maybe I'm addicted to this. I'm probably not going to take you serious about it. I'm probably not, because I'm just like, okay, you are an addict. Why am I supposed to listen to you? That thought will cross my mind, obviously. It will. But at the same time, I'm like, he's a human being, man. Yeah. He's just a fucking human being, just the way I am. You think women are perfect? Boy, you don't know those teacher powers.
But thing is...
now the problem is, if you're too, how do I put it? If you are a simp to a woman, right? First thing that's going to happen is, one, they're going to use that against you. And I'm telling the truth about this one. Two, at some point, they'll start liking it. At first, they'll like it. And then as time goes on, you're going to be that clingy, soft guy to them, right? Because as time goes on, in all honesty, women love guys that are, how do I put it? Women love guys that are tough and everything. And if you are a simp, you're definitely the opposite of that. So why should guys simp?
That's the thing. You guys are saying that if a person is a simp, they can't be manly.
Okay.
But you actually can. Like, be there to, if I need you to be strong for me, be that. If I need you to be vulnerable with me, be that. But at the same time, don't shy away from people knowing, okay, you're actually down for this one, because somehow you think it's embarrassing. These people know you're so in love with this one particular person, and somehow it's something which men are supposed not to do. I do not know how you guys categorize it. Because like if you tell a person, I've been dating this hand for 2 years straight and I haven't cheated, they're going to look at you somehow. Probably not going to believe that that's true. What's wrong with you dating a person for 2 years and being straight with them?
Okay, so that is insightful. So this is what I'm going to need you to do. I know maybe we might be running out of time, but then we might maybe get a second part to this, because you have a lot to say, because you are speaking for women. What other things do we do wrong? If you can, top of your head, give us 3 or 4, something that you can explain that fast, and we try to fix it as gents. And I'm pretty sure you follow the channel. Try to defend us while you say those things.
I'll try. You guys usually say something one-sided, so except for the last podcast which you guys did. Now that one, it wasn't biased. It applied to both genders, so that was a good one. Okay. So when you're in a relationship, men should have room to learn. What you did with your ex might not be what I like. Be it sexually, be it emotionally, sexual aspects. Okay. How I want a person to handle me. If I'm into foreplay that much, or I'm not even into foreplay, have room for me to tell you, okay, maybe I like it like this. I'm not criticizing you or telling you that you're doing it wrong, but I'm telling you what I like. But men don't like that, because somehow you think you know everything about a girl, sexually, that is. But it's not even that case. You need to learn, okay? You really need to learn, because the moment we're in a relationship and you're sexually selfish, it's a turn off because the fuck am I? Am I just like a honey pot open there? Then I'm like dip in and then leave. No, man, that's not fair. Then you listen the wrong way. You don't, you listen, but you don't hear us. We can say something and you might pretend that you hear what we're saying, but then you do not. Maybe it's something you're mechanically programmed to be like, but it's not supposed to be hard to explain to a person because we get you, man. And even when we don't, we actually try to get you. Okay. If you're going to repeat the same thing in the same conversation for 5 times for me to get it, I'll do that. But to us, it's either you don't hear us or we're going to argue. Yeah, okay. Which tends to an argument. You can't solve anything through an argument. That's like a piece of advice. The moment you raise your voice at me, I'm like, yo, bruh, I left my father at my house. Let's talk like normal. You don't shout at me. Like, let's just, am I your child? No, man, you can't produce this. No, never. So then the reckless spending, you tend to go out. Okay, be just financially responsible. Let me put it that way. You go out with your boys. I do not mind that. But then you go out and you spend $250. What are you doing? As it costs $1.50, if not $1.25. Right? Let's say you don't drink that, you drink the bottles, they're like $20. Red Bull is like $2 or $3. Why are you spending so much on alcohol on a particular one day, on a night on top of it? Do you have that much money to just spend without thinking? Sheesh. You know? And if I come to you and I'm like, I think you're being reckless with your money. I actually point it out with your money. You think I'm trying to control you, but bro, I'm telling you that you're being reckless. Yeah. And if I can't tell you that that's what you're doing, who do you expect is going to tell you? The boys you drank out with yesterday, who are going to hit you up the next weekend? What are we doing this weekend? But they don't even know.
Like it's from experience, that one.
Man, it's getting personal.
That one feels very personal.
No, but I'm just saying men are dumb when it comes to money. True. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, true.
That's all I'm saying.
But I'll agree with you on this one because guys will spend $150 in a bar and can't give his girlfriend $20. Just saying.
Yeah. Thing is,
you're just the habit of making. That's just you, man. You're just like that. Like it actually hurts you to give your girlfriend, go get your hair done, you know.
Yeah.
I'd rather go to a strip club, be throwing dollars there. And I'm like, what's wrong with men? I ain't done that name for sure.
No, spending money in a strip club is worth it. It's the
really?
Alcohol that is not. I'm joking.
You're telling me bro, if you want a strip club, I'll buy a fucking pole and put it in our house and I'll strip for you every single day. I'm gonna throw money at you. Yeah?
How many women are gonna do that?
How many women can't? You just assume and then you go out there, you pay for it. Something which is home.
No, I'm joking. But I will say, I actually agree with a lot of things that you said, wholeheartedly. But
you see, the moment you say wholehearted and the but thing, you've lost it. You've literally just lost it. Why is there a but?
The pause was for you to say that. Don't put
the but thing.
But I will say this. One thing women should know is guys may have high IQs, but with very low EQs, right? Guys are dumb. When it comes to women, guys know nothing. We think we do, but we don't. So don't expect too much from a guy. Don't expect a guy to know enough about you or about how you feel or about what you want. If you can, just be direct with a guy. Baby, I don't want this. I think you should do this. Baby, I should think you should do this. Blah 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 blah. You get what I mean, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyways, I think we're out of time. Yeah. But Raine, I think we're gonna see you on the next one. I really enjoyed this.
I feel this was too short because I still have a lot of things to say, right? So
we told you, the community told you guys, you should start doing this with women inside though.
Yeah, because that's going to be like 3 hours.
No, we were. Yeah.
So that was the plan. All along, the plan was we trigger you enough times so that we spark a conversation. And we're here now, right? So before I run out of time or before we run out of time, this is what I have to say, right? If you're listening to this and you enjoy this episode, please comment if you're on Spotify, if you're on YouTube as well. Let us know what you want us to address first, because there are a lot of burning issues that have come up. We can't really pick one. That's how we started with this one, because it seems like there's a lot of things that men are doing wrong. There's a lot of things that women feel are not being addressed enough. There's a lot of things that men want to tell women but are afraid to. That's where we come in as the mind of a boyfriend, telling you things that wouldn't come from your boyfriend's mouth, and that's us being there, right? So that being said, thank you guys. Thank you, Raine. You scare me now, but yeah.
Don't worry, I'm still a sweetheart. Don't worry.
Thank you for coming through, Raine, and see you on the next one.
Thank you for having me, you guys.
Cheers.